Hello, you YouTubers. JBuzzsaw79 with another deck profile for you. This one here is a deck that I would love to see more support on. It is very cheap in the way of making it. I think it's a fun concept. It's very interesting, and you know, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun for you to try out. I think it has lots of potential, despite what others might tell you. So, but let's get into it here. Gorgonic Golem. This is the deck here we're going to be looking at today. I run 3 Gorgonic Golems. Yeah, you get it. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you can actually, it does 2 things. One, once it destroys it, its attack becomes 0, so it stays that way even when this is off the field then, which is very important. You can also banish this from the grave to target a spell trap card, and it cannot be activated in response to doing this. So it's, you know, if you got your monsters out, you kind of just remove it and say, well, I attack. So then I'm running 3 Gorgonic Golems. If a rock monster is normal summon this turn, you can special summon this card from your hand. Basically, you know, you drop Golem there, you special summon Gargoyle, and you overlay rank 3, and you go into Gorgonic Guardian is kind of the main one for the deck. And what that is you can detach material from it to turn an attack to 0. That's the kind of the first thing, and that's the real big trigger. That can be done on either player's turn. The second thing you can do is you can also go ahead and on your turn then, if an opponent's attack is 0, you can destroy that card with the Guardian's second effect. So pretty dang good for, you know, some commons basically. I do run both this basically Chaos variant and Chronomaly, but I do only run these guys here, the Crystal Bones, which is essentially Cyber Dragon for the deck. So if your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this, which is again really nice. Again, you know, these are only rank 3, so you really got to make sure you're kind of on a ball with this one. The other one is I do run 3 Crystal Skulls, again to keep that light count up. The effect is not bad because if you control a Chronomaly monster, you can discard it to the grave and add Chronomaly, except for Crystal Skull. So basically, if you put Bones out, like let's say first turn you special summon Bones, well, not first turn, but somebody wipes the field down and you're trying to replay back, you special summon Bones, you pitch Skull, and re-get another copy of Bones to you know, kind of reset your hand a little bit. So, but you know, it's not really a bad card compared to what some people tell you. And then, obviously, since like I said, this is more of a Chaos variant, I am running both copies of Chaos Sorcerer in here. It is basically the real boss monster without summoning the Igzy. Great, because removing cards is always awesome. And then I'm running obviously the 1 copy of BLS, because he is the true boss to versus Chaos Sorcerer and such. Some one-ups here. I'm running 1 copy of Crane. You do need 2 rocks to summon Gorgonic Guardian. But you know, you can just summon out I mean, you know, Levier or something like that if you are looking at removed cards and such. So Granwall, because freaking Granwall, he's awesome. I love Granwall. I would love to see Granwall go to for several other decks too. So I would run 2 in here because he's too good. He has the compulse on legs, and sometimes I've seen people throw Mirror Force or something at him when he swings in, and waste it because they just don't want him to compulse it back. So I mean that's all right with me. I don't mind having him waste global destruction on just 900 attack guy. So and then I'm running. Here's one of my techs I'm running. I decided to try an absorbing jar. Absorbing jar. When it's flipped, just draws set spell and trap cards on the field. Each control player then draws 1 card that was destroyed by this card effect. Now, if you want, and you cannot set any cards this turn, so that being you. But if people chain to it, obviously they don't get to draw from it because it was not destroyed. Because it only destroys face down set cards. This does 2 things for you. One, if you're having a mildly bad hand and there's a couple of cards in my hand that I really don't care about getting rid of, I can go ahead and just set them on the field quick, flip this, get a couple of draws quick, and see if I can push for game. The other thing is that it does clear the back row to prepare me for game. Basically, if they're sitting there, they throw like Fiendish Chain to it. Well, probably they got a Mirror Force or something else because they're planning on banking on that to stop me then. And you can play around it that way. Yeah, it's not a bad card. It's helped me out a couple of times. So I may in the future decide to bump it up to 2, possibly even Crane. Up to 2 as well. So moving on. The last 2 monsters are just legendary Ninjutsu Masters. 3rd level Rock, when he is attacked while in defense, return the monster the opponent's top of their deck at the end of the damage step. So really it's neat because I do a lot of returning and like turning attacks to 0 and stuff, so it's not a power deck by any means, but it's funny to watch people just kind of look at me like, really? That's what you're doing? That's the plan here? So I run 1 copy of Foolish Burial just to try to get stuff in the grave. If I need light or dark or something, I can Foolish Burial it in. I am also running a Dark Hole. And currently I did not have another Regeki, so I did toss in a Lightning Vortex just for a little more added destruction on my opponent's side. I had to proxy 1 copy quick of Mystical Space Typhoon. I apologize for that, but basically I've kind of cored my decks out for my own personal group core decks. And now, because I've done that, I can fix a lot of these proxies I had put in, because I've said in the past I was at one point had 45 decks, and so I ran out of cards a few times. Next up, I'm running 2 Final Gesture. This is another tech card for me. Target level 3 monster I control and special summon 1 monster with the same name as that monster from the hand or grave. So if I happen to have 2 of them there, drop it out. Basically just to push more Xyz through. You're going to basically have generally 1 in the grave of something, generally, and 1 on the field. So you can throw this and bring it back to the field and go ahead and do your overlays and such. You destroy the other monster, though, that was targeted by this card at the end of the turn. Who cares? If you're doing Xyz, it doesn't really matter. So I think it's a really good card, especially for this deck in particular. And then running the 1 copy of Book of Moon. I apologize in advance because apparently I'm going to go over 10 minutes here, probably looking at 11 or 12. I'm trying to keep my videos to 10 lately, but yeah. So moving on to traps, I had to proxy 2 Dimensional Prisons because it's freaking Dimensional Prison, so it's a really good card. Double Mirror Force, push people that push into me. If I'm returning their stuff to the hand or top of their deck or their hand, or I'm turning its attack to 0 to get over it. Mirror Force, just another big global card that really will piss people off. Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, again, because of that same facet. And if I'm discarding stuff to the grave, it doesn't really matter because I run Chaos, so I get benefit from that, as well as the spell cards I can return. Essentially that way too. You'd still do overlay even if I discard. One copy released from Stone. I'd probably bump it up to 2 at some point if I can here. Let's try it out. I have added 1 copy here of Ghost of a Grudge, just because it basically turns everything to 0 for my opponent's attack, which is really good. Again, this is a forever decrease to 0 as long as it's on the field. And then if I have Guardian out, I don't have to detach material from him, so I can just freely blow stuff up. And again, people aren't expecting it. So it's a really nice card to catch people off guard. The last 3 cards are just your staple, 3 of the 4 horsemen, I will call them. Essentially at this point. You got the Compulse, my Torrential, and of course my Bottomless. I didn't have an extra warning. That's why I threw actually the Ghost of the Grudge in there. Try him out for a couple reasons. So that is my Chaos Chronomaly Gorgonic deck. So thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs down if you didn't. Go ahead and subscribe if you wish. Please, as always, at least go out there and share the deck with others. See what they think of it, and go ahead and get back to me on it that way. So, quickly apologize again that this is over 12 minutes. So, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. This is J Buzzsaw 79 signing out, and I'll see you later. Thanks.